There are reports that these two possums were eventually a dinner at the White House. Let's talk about Theodore Roosevelt as well. My second favorite president. He had a bear named Jonathan Edwards. True story. This is a letter from 1901 that Roosevelt said he was trying to give the bear to the Bronx Zoo when they could no longer accommodate him at the White House. Apparently, TR had beaten the bear in boxing matches one too many times, and the bear didn't want to live there anymore. Let's bring in New York Times bestselling author and presidential historian Craig Shirley to talk more about this. He's also the author of the book Mary Ball Washington, The Untold Story of George Washington's Mother. Craig, I decided we'd have a little fun with this week, considering we're going to have to talk about an unprecedented event in history next week, the impeachment of a former president. So let's have some fun with these presidential pets here. I know you always bring these back to Ronald Reagan, and let's do that right now. And his King Charles Rex, a beautiful little cute dog here. But also, Craig, it was interesting how the Reagans used to get pulled around the White House lawn by Rex and not be able to answer questions from the press, especially around the same time as the Iran-Contra affair.
It would seem that way. They had the Reagans were very fond of pets, especially President Reagan. They, of course, had many horses that they had at the ranch that obviously were pets that they rode often. They had dogs all the time in the White House. I recall one story is that a friend of mine was going up to see the president at a particular moment, and he was in the private residence in the White House, and he walked in, and there was President Reagan with a roll of newspaper, with the newspaper rolled up, ready to swat a dog for making a mess. So here was the President of the United States, just like reacting just like any one of us to a dog making a mess in the house. So he had his problems too.
Yeah.
But you know, presidential pets go all the way back to George Washington, and he in fact had a dog named Cornwallis.
I have seen he had a dog named Drunkard too, which I'm sure there's a story there to talk about. And you know, of course, the saying goes in Washington, if you want a friend, get a dog. And I think the perfect example of that was Bill Clinton getting Buddy the Lab towards the end of his presidency. He was in the depths of the Lewinsky scandal. Didn't seem like anyone really wanted to talk to him too much. The GOP had just forced him to capitulate to the contract with America. But he got a dog, and who doesn't love a chocolate lab?
Yes. And in a signal honor for Bill Clinton, the dog was named after his uncle.
Well, why? Now that I think about this, why? Do you know the story of why George Washington named one of his dogs Drunkard?
There was a story that I heard a long time ago, and I don't recall the details of it. The story about Cornwallis is kind of obvious, which shows you that George Washington was more proud of his accomplishments than we're led to believe after all these years, after these 230 years he was in the White House. To name a dog Cornwallis, I think, speaks volumes about how he felt about Yorktown and the defeat, which led to the creation.
And I only wish, you know, Ulysses S. Grant had a dog named Lee. That would be appropriate as well. Craig Shirley, great to see you. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned, and we'll take a look at what else you can expect later today here on Newsmax TV. Don't go away.
Brought to you by Pray.com, the #1 app for daily prayer and bedtime Bible stories.
Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God. Believe also in me.
Download the Pray.com app today.
If you're eligible for Medicare, trust me when I tell you,
we have the most Medicare benefits. So pick up.
You get free dental, vision, and hearing. Trust us.
Trust us.
Wow, this is really confusing. Hi, I'm Joe Theismann, and the question is, who can you trust to help you with your Medicare benefits? I trust EasyMedicare.com. In a few minutes, their licensed agents showed me what benefits I was missing out on.